Valuation under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 and its regulations. So, first of all, we need to know what are the activities will be done under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. We all well known about this, that under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 CIRP happened, and when CIRP is made by the corporate debtor, when CIRP start by the corporate debtor, at that time valuation is necessary, and valuation would be done in case of CIRP under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Okay, so what are the compliances we need to know about valuation under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 and regulations? Let's know more about it. As per the section 18 F of the code, resolution professional is required to take. Everybody knows where once CIRP starts, then resolution professional, all the intangible assets and intangible assets of the corporate debtor would be taken by resolution professional itself. So only resolution professionals take control and custody of all these assets. It is completely clear. And after that, what section 36 says of this code? Section 36 says about the liquidation estate, which is formed by liquidator only from the assets of corporate debtors. Clear? And then if we talk about the valuation, then obviously registered valuer would make these valuations under this code. And this code said that a registered valuer is required to conduct the valuation. So registered valuer means a valuer who is registered under the company's registered valuer and valuation rules 2017. Overall it's if I summarize this, then the valuation under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 required a registered valuer to make this valuation, but the condition is the valuer should be registered under the rule, that is company registered valuation and valuers and valuation rules. Okay, clear. So here we get three types of compliance. First one, valuation would be under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Second, once CIRP starts, resolution professional take control and custody of all tangible and intangible assets. Third, every valuation required under the code and it required a registered valuer which is registered with IBBI under company's registered valuer and valuation rules 2017. Okay, so next know more about section regulation 35 subsection 1 of these regulations, IBBI insolvency resolution process for corporate persons, which says the computation of fair value and liquidation value, manner of computation of fair value and liquidations value. Okay, so what are the manner we follow before the computation of fair value and liquidation value? Clear? Here three manners are mentioned. First of all, two registered valuer appointed under regulation 27. Clear? Under regulation 27, two registered valuer are appointed who shall submit to a resolution professional. Now what to submit? An estimation of fair. Okay. Now what to submit? submit an estimate of a fair value of the liquidation value computed in which is computed in accordance. Okay, what to submit? A fair value and liquidation value has to submit, but this fair value and liquidation value should be computed in accordance with the internationally accepted valuation standards, but after the physical verification. So what is the first necessary? First of all, physical verification of inventory and of fixed assets of the corporator is required. Clear? Then computation of a fair value and liquidation value in accordance with internationally accepted valuation standards. Clear? Third, under regulation 27, two registered valuer appointed, then they will submit these fair value and liquidation value to resolution professionals. So first point is completely clear with the three subpoints. First of all, physical verification of inventories and assets of the corporator. Second, summation of fair value and liquidation value after computation in accordance with the valuation international valuation standards, and two registered valuer should be appointed under regulation 27, and after the appointment they shall submit to the resolution professional these values. Okay, so move to second point. If in the opinion of resolution professional the two estimates of a value are significantly different. Okay, if two estimation of value are significantly different, then he may appoint, it means it conclude that two value, fair value and liquidation value, must be equal. If it is different, then he may appoint another registered valuer who shall submit an estimate of a value computed in the same manner. Clear? The average of the two closest estimates of value shall be considered the fair value or liquidation value, as the case may be. Okay. So the average of two closest considered as fair value. Average of two closest value considered as fair value and liquidation's value. Clear? Now, regulation 35 says Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code of India Liquidation Process Regulation 2016 that where valuation is conducted under regulation 35, IBBA insolvency resolution process for corporate regulation 2016 or regulation 34 of IBBI, as the case may be, the liquidator shall consider the average of the estimate of the value arrived under those provisions for the purpose of valuation under these regulations. Here I am in doubt. Okay, we'll understand gradually, but now I am moving to second paragraph. What in second? If not covered above. Okay. If not covered above, the liquidator shall appoint at least two registered valuer or to value the assets. Okay. So regulation 35 says insolvency valuation must be done under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India 2016 states that where 16 and or regulation either. Okay, the valuation is conducted either under regulation 35 IBBI insolvency resolution process for corporate persons or regulation 30 of the IBBI first track insolvency resolution process for the corporate resolution 2017. If not covered above, the liquidator shall appoint at least two registered value to value the assets. Clear? Now what schedule 1 says? Schedule 1 of the registration states that the liquidator shall make auctions and reserve price shall be the value of the assets arrived in accordance with the regulation 35. Perfect. Such valuation shall not be more than 6 months old. However, in the event that an auction fails at such price, the liquidator may reduce the reserve price up to 75% of such value to conduct a subsequent auctions. Okay. So to summarize all this, that whenever valuation will be done under insolvency bankruptcy code, some compliances are to be followed. First, the resolution professional would take control of tangible and intangible assets of the corporate data, and registered valuer under should be registered under IBBI company's registered valuer and valuations 2017, and regulation 35(1) says the manner of a valuation, fair value and liquidation value, determination of a fair value and liquidation value. Now, what are the manners? The manners are two registered value appointed under these regulations under regulation 27, and they shall submit estimate fair value and liquidation value to the resolution professionals after physical verification of the inventory and fixed assets of the corporate data. If the opinion are different, then appoint of another registered valuer and submit as per the same. Estimate the value computed in the same manner. The average of the two closest estimates of the value shall be considered the fair value of the liquidation value. Clear? Regulation 35 says whenever valuation would be done, it should be done under regulation 35 or regulation 34. If not covered, then two registered valuer appointed to value the assets. Clear? Schedule 1 says Schedule 1 says that liquidator shall make auction, liquidator, not resolution professional, liquidator shall make auctions, and reserve price shall be the value of assets arrived in accordance with the regulation 35. Such valuation shall not be more than 6 months old. However, in the event that an auction fails at such price, the liquidator may reduce the reserve price up to 75% of such value to conduct subsequent auctions.